Okay, so I'm going to be introducing my 4-generation family genogram. Uh, as you can see, I've got kind of a family tree outline here of great-grandparents, grandparents, parents, and siblings. And I'll kind of go through and tell you a little bit about each one of them, or as much as I know. Starting, I guess, with my dad's grandparents. So first, my dad's grandpa, Anton Knoll, born in Austria in 1869, passed away in Chicago in 1943. His wife Anna, maiden name Wagurka, born in Hungary in 1874, passed away in Chicago, Illinois in 1935. Then we move on to my dad's grandparents on his mother's side. Carl Trippon, born in 1885 in Indiana, worked as a plumber. Not sure what year he passed away. His wife Bertha Trippon, don't really know her maiden name. She was born in 1888 in Germany, and she had worked as a seamstress. Moving on to my mom's side, we have Anton J. Somek. This is her grandparents on her mom's side. Anton, born in 1875 in Poland. He worked as a machine operator for Illinois Zinc Company in Peru, Illinois. Immigrated to the United States in 1912 and became a U.S. citizen on January 13, 1939. And you have his wife, Josepha or Josephine Somek, born in 1878 in Poland. She also immigrated to the United States in 1912 and passed away in 1935 in Chicago, Illinois. Then you have my mom's grandparents on her dad's side. Charlie Rice, born in 1871 in Lithuania. He also immigrated to the United States in 1906, and he had worked as a coal miner and farmer. And you have his wife, Teresa Rice, born in 1875 in Poland, and also passed away in 1935 in Chicago, Illinois. Moving on to my grandparents. This would be my grandpa on my dad's side, Martin J. Knoll, born in 1915, passed away in 1986. Spent much of his career as an electrician, also was a volunteer firefighter with the Elmwood Park Fire Department, and I just remember stories of my dad telling me about that he had done some work on the construction of the Sears Tower, at least some of the electrical work, so it was kind of interesting. And you have his wife, Lucille Knoll, maiden name Trippon, born in 1920, passed away pretty young in 1975, before I was born. She was a homemaker and passed away from kidney failure. I believe she was had alcohol problem. Then you have my grandpa on my mom's side. He was born 1911, passed away in 1979 when I was just not even 3 yet. Worked as a grave digger and also was a firefighter with the Elmwood Park Fire Department. And you have his wife, Genevieve or Jenny Rice, maiden name Somick, born in 1907, passed away in 1987. She was born in Poland. She, in her younger years, she worked as a candy sales lady, and she was later a homemaker. Moving on to my parents, James Knoll, born Chicago, Illinois, 1941. He attended the University of Illinois Champaign. Spent about 30 or so years working as an electrician. In his younger years, he was a volunteer firefighter and part of the dive rescue team with the Elmwood Park Fire Department. He used to fly planes recreationally when he had his pilot's license. And 1977, bought a 200-acre dairy farm in Avoca, Wisconsin, and I'd lived there from the time I was 6 months to a year old. My mom didn't like it was a town of about 500, but her farm was kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and she didn't really care for it after living in the city her whole life. So we moved back. My dad did keep the farm for several years. I don't believe he sold it until the 90s. 7 children, 11 grandchildren. When my dad was younger, he had polio and was eventually cured of that, and also just within the last probably 7 years ago, he went through cancer treatment and actually is now cancer free. Then my mom, Linda Josephine Knoll, maiden name Rice, born in 1946 in Peru, Illinois. She is a retired homemaker. In her younger years, she was a secretary at the Chicago Tribune and also a part-time worker at Little Fuse. And my parents currently reside in Lakeville, Illinois. Moving on to my brothers and sisters. My oldest brother, James Knoll, born in 1968, graduated from Iowa State University with a degree in aerospace engineering. Also went on to get a graduate degree from the University of Wisconsin. He currently works at John Deere Power Systems in Waterloo, Iowa, and he's married to Sarah Tragord. They have 2 children, Carly and Haley, and they currently live in Denver, Iowa. My brother John Knoll, born in 1970, attended Southern Illinois University, obtained his degree in aviation, currently works as a supervisor at Commonwealth Edison. Used to fly planes recreationally as well. Married to Donna Russell, currently reside in Antioch, Illinois, and 1 child, Nathan. Then my sister, Julie Ann Allman, born in 1972, attended Arizona State University for Art, did not finish. She currently works in the financing department for Bentley Automobiles, also resides in Lakeville, Illinois. And she is married to Mike Allman, and they have 2 children, Taylor and Cameron. Then my next brother, Joseph Knoll, born 1973, attended Michigan State University, received his degree in psychology, currently works as a firefighter in Mount Prospect, Illinois. He isn't married and doesn't have any children, so he pretty much just does what he wants and travels around the world, and pretty much has nothing holding him down, so he can do whatever he wants. and he currently resides in Schaumburg, Illinois. Moving on to my brother Marty. He was born in 1975. Received his undergraduate degree from the University of Illinois Chicago in criminal justice. Currently works at the Dane County Sheriff's Office in Madison, Wisconsin. Married to Becky Rover, and they live in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. 2 children, Ashley and Reed. And my sister, who's the only one younger than me, she's born at Jennifer Compston. She's born in 1984. Attended the University of Illinois Champaign, where she received her bachelor's degree, and then went on to grad school at Northern Illinois University, and I believe her degree's in geology. She currently is an instructor at College of Lake County. During her grad work, she made several trips to Peru. She also took my dad for about a week or so, doing studies about just what life was back a long time ago, by studying shells and things like that. Currently reside in Lakeville, Illinois. Married to Ryan Compston, and they have 1 child, Everett. And get that going on to me. Born in 1976 in Chicago. I've lived in Elmwood Park, Des Plaines, Arlington Heights, and all in Illinois. Boca, Wisconsin for 6 months, and Lincoln for the last 17 years or so. Attended John Hersey High School. Spent 8 years working as architectural draftsman for a residential home builder, and following that I was a project estimator for a architectural cast stone manufacturer. While I was working full-time as a project estimator, I also had ran a residential construction business after work, built houses in Lincoln and Waverly, and just the time was too much for me. So when the economy kind of went down, so I kind of stopped doing that for a little while here. Married to Missy Klein. She is a independent cosmetologist and instructor at the college. We have 3 children. Kaylee Rhiann Knoll, born 1998. She's a very good student, and loves to play volleyball. She's very good at it. So, and Aiden, born in 2004. He's likes Star Wars and loves to read. Spends most of his free time reading or playing with Legos. Then my littlest boy, Easton, and he's kind of he's a daredevil. He likes to challenge us a lot. So, and that's pretty much it. Probably the most interesting thing I've learned through doing this was just a lot about how, since a lot of my background comes from Germany, how much of the German culture is actually passed through to my personality and my siblings' personalities. Just kind of interesting to see. So, and that's it.